Hello students, welcome to Sreenath. In this video, we are going to discuss the third chapter from CBSE Class 6 Science textbook, which is Fibre to Fabric. So, what is the chapter name? That is Fibre to Fabric. So, in this chapter, we are having almost 6 topics. So, we are going to have an overview of this chapter. After that, we will discuss each topic in detail and after summary. So, before going to that, let us just have some introduction. So, basically, whenever you have went to cloth shop, you will see some bed sheets, blankets, curtains, tablecloths, and towels. All these are made up of different kinds of fabrics. So, and your school bags and gunny bags are also made with different types of fabrics. So, some of the fabrics are natural, some of the fabrics are synthetic. So, will you know how these fabrics are formed from fibers? What type of fibers are there in your currently using fabric? So, after listening to this video, after listening to this chapter, you will know what are the types of fabrics or what are the fibers which are used for making fabrics. So, without wasting time, we are going to an overview session. After that, we will discuss each topic in detail. So, in the overview, the first topic is variety in fabrics. So, what are the different varieties in fabrics? It is the first topic. After that, second topic is the fiber. What is meant by fiber? What are natural fibers? What are synthetic fibers? After that, some plant fibers. What are the plant fibers? We are going to discuss about the plant fibers. After that, spinning cotton yarn. How we will spin cotton yarn. That is the process we are going to learn. After preparing the yarn, fifth topic is yarn to fabric. How fabric is made from yarn. And next topic is the history of clothing material. So, what is the history of clothing material? So, these are the things, these are the topics we are going to discuss now, students. So, give me a like and start the session. So, now we will discuss each topic in detail. So, what is the first topic? That is variety in fabrics. Variety in fabrics. So, what are the different types of fabrics we are having currently? Okay, so if you visit a tailoring shop and collect some of the cuttings which are left over after stitching. So when you observe all those fabrics, you will see that some of the fabrics are made of cotton and some are made of silk and some are made of wool, like that, and some are synthetic. So what are the different types of or varieties of fabrics are? There are cotton fabrics, silk fabrics, wool fabrics, and synthetic fabrics. These are the different types of fabrics we are currently using. So how these fabrics are made? How these fabrics are made? So what is there in the fabrics? So if you see, their fabrics are like a continuous structure, but not like you can't see that they are like a thread-like structures. You will see that fabrics are like a continuous plane like a sheet. So basically, take a piece of cotton fiber and what you have to do, and try to take or lose one of its thread. Okay, take one cotton fabric and try to cut a piece, and from piece try to lose from one of the long thread from it. So we call that long thread also as the yarn. What it is? Yarn. So from fabric you can get yarns. So yarns are nothing but long threads. Okay, students. So this is the cloth, and you have to try to pick up or pull loose from one of the yarn or long threads from the fabrics. So finally, what we have understand is fabric is made up of yarns together. Fabric is nothing but yarns together. So many yarns are there together. That is called nothing but fabric. So finally, fabric. The variety of fabrics are cotton, silk, wool, and synthetic fabrics, and these fabrics is nothing but is the collection of yarns or so many of yarns together clubbed. So those collection or combination of yarns is a fabric. So this is about the fabric. So in the cotton fabric there will be yarns, in the silk fabric there will be yarns, in the wool fabric there will be yarns. So wool is not written like this, it is written like this. And in synthetic fabrics also there are yarns. So finally fabrics are made with yarns. So this is the first topic we have completed, students. Now we are going to start the second topic, that is fiber. So what is meant by a fiber? Until now we have discussed that fabric means clothings which we are using currently now, and curtains like that. Those are nothing but made up of group of yarns together. Now what is meant by fiber? So if you take one yarn and take it on one hand and try to scratch it using another hand, what you will observe, and at the end this yarn will split up. What happens? This yarn will split up. So yarn splits up into two thin strands. What happened? It split up into thin strands. So yarn will split up into thin strands. So the thin strands of thread that we see are made up of still thinner strands called fiber. So basically after scratching the yarn, you are splitting up that yarn into thin strands. If that thin strands are further divided into, or further splitted into some more thinner strands, we call that some more thinner strands as fiber. So basically fabric, this is the cycle. Basically the fabric, which is the so many yarns together, and whenever you are splitting up this yarn, that will split up into thin strands, and these thin strands are further split up into further thinner strands. Those thinner strands we called as the fiber. So this is fiber. So in this way fabric is made from fiber. So this fiber is the thinner strands, and whenever so many fibers are clubbed, these will become thin strands, and whenever these thin strands are spinning, this will gives the yarn, and these yarns combination of these yarns together form fabric, students. So this is the how fabric formed from fiber. So we have understand what is fiber means. So in the case of fibers, there are natural fibers and artificial fibers. What are those? Natural fibers. And what are those? Artificial fibers. Okay, artificial fibers. So basically fabrics are made up of yarns, and yarns are further made up of fibers. That is the thing we have discussed. So basically natural fibers. So what are natural fibers means? Basically natural fibers are cotton, jute, wool and silk. These are the natural fibers. Why have separately rated cotton and jute means? These are from plants. Basically these are from plants. And why those written separate means? Basically these are from animals. These are from animals. So these are the natural fibers we are getting. So what are artificial fibers means? So they are chemically developed. Those are and in the factories they are created. So those fibers are called artificial fibers, and examples of artificial fibers are terling, nylon, polyester. These are the examples of artificial fibers. So this is about artificial. We also called it as the synthetic fibers. Artificial or synthetic fibers. So examples for these are polyester. So this is the polyester, nylon, acyclic. So these are the examples: polyester, nylon and acyclic. So these are the different types of artificial or synthetic fibers, students. So we have understood about how fiber is formed, what fiber is, and what are the different types of fibers is, and what are the different types of fibers is, and what are the natural fibers is, what are the artificial fibers is, what are the examples of natural fibers means, what are the examples of artificial fibers, and how natural fibers are coming. So all these we have discussed in this second topic. So now we will start our third topic, that is some plant fibers. So basically there are natural fibers, and natural fibers, there are some fibers which are from plants. So that what are those plant fibers? Those are cotton and jute. So now we are going to discuss about cotton and jute. So first thing is about cotton. So have you ever seen the wicks for oil lamps, or some cotton wool is also used for filling mattresses and quilts and pillows also. So in these areas cotton fibers are used. Okay, students. So basically what happened, how cotton wool fiber is formed, how we are obtaining naturally means basically cotton plants grown at a places having black soil. So basically now we are going to discuss about cotton, and these cotton plants are developed in black soil. Black soil, they will be not developing, which means they will be grown plentifully, they will be grown effectively in black soil and warm climate. Which climate? Warm climate. They will be cotton plants are usually grown in black soil and warm climate. So the fruits of the cotton plant, basically plant is having fruits. That fruits of the cotton plant are nothing but cotton balls. Basically those cotton balls are in the size of lemon size. So this plant has fruits. Don't think that fruits means apple like that. So this fruit is nothing but cotton balls. So these are in the size of lemons. Okay, after maturing, what happens, the balls will burst open and the seeds covered with cotton fibers can be seen. So after maturing they will open up. After maturing, what happened, they will open up. So this is the image. So what happened here, all the cotton balls were burst and open up. So after open up, you will see that white cotton fibers and along with some seeds. So what happened after that, from these balls cotton is usually picked up by hand. So from these plants cotton is picked up by hands. Fibers are then separated from the seeds by combing. This process is called ginning of cotton. So what is ginning of cotton means? The process of separation of fibers from seeds is called ginning. So we are separating it by the process of combing. So the process of separating fibers from seeds using combing process is called ginning of cotton. Okay students, so in this way you are getting the cotton fibers. In this way you are getting the pure cotton fibers by ginning processes. We are combing the fibers and separating the seeds. Okay students, in this way cotton fibers are formed. Next next is the jute fibers. So basically jute is also a plant. Basically it is having a stem. So its stem is after harvesting, what happens, after harvesting this stem is immersed in water for few days. What we have doing, we are immersed in water students. It is immersed in water for some time, for few days. Okay, after that the stem rot and fibers are separated by hand. So after immersed in water, fibers are separated by hand itself. So in this way fibers are separated from jute plant. Basically they are from stem, and where the jute plant will grown effectively means in the case of rainy season, in the season of rainy season it will effectively grown, and in the areas of West Bengal, Bihar and Assam it will effectively grown. So basically to make fibers, all these fibers are first converted into yarns. Okay, so what happened, we have finally find out how to from plants we have finally founded fibers, and these fibers are made into yarns to make fabrics. This is the process. How they will from fibers to yarn we have known, and from yarns to fabric how they are made. Now we are going to discuss this area. Okay students, so we have completed the third topic. Now we are entering into the fourth topic. That is spinning cotton yarns. So basically we have already listened, or we have already discussed about how cotton yarn is prepared and how jute yarn is prepared. Now these cotton yarns are spinned together to form fabrics. How this process will be done? So basically the process of making yarn from fibers is called spinning cotton yarn. So the process of making yarn from fibers is called spinning. We called as spinning means what? Spinning means making yarn from fibers. Finally we have find out how fibers are separated from plants, and now making of yarns from fibers. Making of yarns from fibers, from fibers to yarns is called as the spinning processes. So basically a simple device used for spinning is the Takli. So instrument used for spinning is Takli. Okay, it is one of the oldest instrument. And another instrument used for spinning is the charka. So great our freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi sir has used this charka. So what his main aim is in the case of independence movement? So he encouraged our Indian people to wear clothes made of homespun yarn. So they are the Mahatma Gandhi ji sir encouraged to make clothes made of homespun yarn termed as khadi. So he encouraged to wear khadi. So khadi in order to wearing British cloths or British fabrics. So to popularize that or to popularize or the promote khadi, Government of India has constituted a body called Khadi and Village Industries Commission in 1956. In the year of 1956, Government of India has constituted a body called Khadi and Village Industries Commission to promote khadi and popularize khadi. So spinning of yarn on a large scale is done with the help of a spinning machines. Now the spinning processes, which means preparing yarn from fibers, is done on a large scale by using machines. But in the previous old days, it is by charka or it is by takli. Okay students, so after spinning, yarns are used for making fabrics. So after spinning, yarns are formed. These yarns are used to form fabrics. Okay students, so this is from this to this we have completed. Previously from plants to fabrics we have completed in the third topic. From fabrics to yarn we have completed in the fourth topic. Now yarn to fabrics we are going to complete in the fifth topic. So what happened? Our fourth topic is completed students. Now we are going to learn how to make the fifth topic, yarn to fabric. So how fabric is made using yarn? So it will be done in two processes. One is weaving. From using weaving process, fabric is made from yarn, and another process is knitting. In this process also fabric is made. So what is the process of weaving means? So basically the process of arranging two sets of yarns together to make a fabric is called weaving. So what is meant by weaving is nothing but process of making two sets of yarns. So basically what we are doing, we are arranging two sets of yarns together. Arranging two sets of yarn together is nothing but the process of weaving. Okay students, why we are arranging like that? To get fabric. So for that you can make our own fabric also. So basically how can we make our own fabric? So for this activity there is some activity. Take two sheets of paper of different colors. Take two sheets of paper and cut square pieces of length 30 centimeters and fold it into like half. So you have to take two colored papers and you have to cut around the lines drawn like here, and you have to fold it like here, and after that you have to after cutting and after folding you have to insert one of the strips into another like that. So finally you will get this. So what happened? These are the two colored papers, one colored, this is green colored and this is red colored threads. This is one yarn. You can assume like as an yarn. Basically these are not yarn, these are pieces of paper. So one piece, finally they are like a fabrics. So in this way you have to arrange vertically and horizontally as yarns together to make a fabric. Okay students, that process the process is called weaving. We call it as weaving. Weaving means making fabric from yarns by arranging them together. Arranging them together in vertical and horizontal. So basically in vertical and Horizontal, students, horizontal. We have to do it like that. Okay students, so in a similar manner, two sets of yarns are woven to make a fabric. So in the same way, how we have made this piece of paper means in the same way fabric is made, students. Okay, weaving of fabric is done on looms. Basically this weaving process is done on looms. If these looms are used with manpower, we call it as hand looms. Okay students, that is about the process of weaving. Now the another process is knitting. How it will be done? So before going to know about knitting, in knitting what happened, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. So just one single yarn is made to make a fabric. So sometimes these are the fabric balls, yarn balls, these will be used to make fabrics. So one single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric. So in this case we are using two types of yarns. So have you ever pulled the yarn from a torn pair of socks? If you have ever pulled a yarn from a torn pair of socks, what happens when you remove one single, when you are trying to remove one single yarn, what happened, continuously whole the fiber will be get unraveled, or total fiber will be unraveled. Why? Because means that socks is made up of the single fiber. So socks and many other clothing items are made up of knitting fabrics, which means they are made using one single fiber only. So this knitting is done on hands and also on machines. So this will be also done on hands and machines. So this is about the fifth topic, students. We have completed the fifth topic. Students. Okay, now we are going to start the sixth topic, that is history of clothing material. History of clothing material. Okay students. Okay, so what is the history of clothing materials? So basically in the olden days, what people wear means, because in the olden days people wear bark and big leaves of trees to our animal skins and furs, basically animal skins and furs to cover themselves. So basically in olden days there is no cloths, there is no fabrics. In those days they are uses barks and big leaves of trees and animal skins and fur to cover themselves. So after people begin to settle in agricultural communities, what happened, in the beginning they used barks and big leaves and also animal skins and fur. Beginning. Afterwards, after agricultural communities, whenever they are started, they learn to weave twigs and grass into mats. They are learned how to make mats using grass and baskets also. So after that, vines and animal flea or hair were twisted together into long strands. After that, they are understood, they learned how to form long strands. So these long strands were woven into fabrics. After that, these long strands are woven into fabrics. They are developed like this. Okay, basically the early Indians, what happened? The early Indians, what they have done? The early Indians wore fabrics made up of cotton. So basically they used cotton fabrics. Early Indians have used cotton fabrics made up of cotton that grow in the region near the Ganga. So this cotton is grown near the Ganga river. So near Ganga river, that cotton plants are developed. And in the Egypt, what happened? Flax, which is also another fabric, natural fabric. So this is also natural fabric. This is cultivated near Nile river. What it is? Nile river. So these flax plants are grown in the near Nile river. So using those also they have found out the fabrics. So in that way, in olden days they have used to know how to use fabrics. So after those, what happened? In the case in those days there is no stitching. So after the invention of a sewing needle, people started stitching. So fabrics people started stitching fabrics. So what happens, they are stitching the fabrics to make clothes. So stitched clothes have gone through many variations since this invention. After the invention of the sewing needle, so people started stitching fabrics into clothes. After that, so many developments have came. So this is all about this your present chapter, students. What happened, finally our chapter is completed. It is having 6 topics. We have successfully completed it. So please feel free to comment below if you have any doubt. So now what we are going to do, now we are going to have the summary of this whole chapter, students. Summary. So what is the summary? So this is the Fibre to Fabric chapter. It is having 6 topics. First topic is the variety in fabrics. So what are the different types of fabrics? Where the cotton, silk, wool, synthetic fabrics, and how fabrics are made. Fabrics are nothing but yarns. They are made up of yarns together. So the second topic is fiber. How fiber is made? Basically, fabric is from yarn, and these yarns split up into thin strands, and these thin strands further split up into thinner strands. We call those as the fiber. So from fibers, fabrics are made, and fibers are 2 types: natural fibers and artificial fibers, or we call it as the synthetic fibers also. Natural fibers are from plants and animals. Cotton and jute are from plants. Wool and silk are from animals. Artificial fibers are terylene, nylon, and polyester. We call artificial or synthetic fibers. Next thing is some plant fibers. So basically, what are the plant fibers are? Cotton and jute. So how cotton fiber is made? So basically, cotton plants which are grown plentifully in black soil and in warm climate. So basically, cotton plants have fruits. We call those fruits as the cotton balls, and after maturing, these cotton balls will burst up and open, so that we can see the white strands of fiber. So these what happened? These were cleaned and combed and finally separated from seeds. So the process we call it as the ginning of cotton. The separation of seeds from fiber using combing is called the ginning of cotton. In that way, cotton fiber is prepared from plants. After that, jute. So basically, jute is also a plant. It will grows in the West Bengal, Bihar, and Assam regions. It is grows in rainy season. Okay, and this jute plant has stem. This stem is, after harvesting, immersed in water. After that, some days fibers are separated from this jute stem. So in this way, from plants, fibers are extracted. Now how fibers are made into yarn? This is the 4th topic. So basically, what happened, the process of making yarn from fibers is called spinning. So basically, in the process of spinning, yarns are made. So making of yarns from fibers, we call it as the spinning. So for spinning, we used to in the olden days, they have used 2 different type of instruments. There is takli, and another thing is the charka. So charka is the very famous. Why? Because means our great Mahatma Gandhi sir has used it to promote khadi. Government also proposed Khadi and Village Industries Commission in 1956 to promote khadi. So we have by the process of spinning, you are getting a yarn from the fibers, and we have completed the fibers from yarn. Now we are going to learn about yarn to fabrics. So how you are going to get yarn to fabric? This will be done in 2 processes. One is weaving, and another one is the basically yarn to fabric will be done in 2 things. One is weaving, another one is the knitting. Basically, the process of arranging 2 sets of yarns together to make a fabric is called weaving. Basically, what we are doing, arranging 2 sets of yarns together. This process we call it as the weaving. Okay, so weaving means making fabric from yarns. Okay, this weaving is done by looms. Whenever these looms are worked by manpower, we call it as hand looms. So what is knitting? In the process of knitting, only single fiber is used to make cloth. Okay, when you are pulled that yarn, the total fiber will be unraveled. And the last thing is the history of clothing. Basically, in the olden days, bark and big leaves and animal skin and fur used for clothing. And after that, long strands, grass is used to make long strands. After that, using it, fabrics has developed. After that, early Indians used cotton fabrics, where cotton was developed, grown in the near the Ganga river. And in the Egypt side, there are flax fabric. Flax is also natural fiber. From near the Nile river, the flax fabrics are used. So that's it students, our chapter is completed, summary is also completed. So if you like the video, please like and share our videos. Also subscribe Sreenath. Have a nice day, keep smiling, bye bye.